This one is for delete. You don't need to write any long sentence for every page. You call this one if you want to delete any field, any row of database. Welcome to our class, the modern language programming. And today's class is about object-oriented programming. We have the word that we call object-oriented programming, or a short name we call OOP. Before we go and continue about object-oriented programming, let's see something that if we have a legacy system or application, what we should do before. One thing that have been done before this thing that we call a function. We have function. The main point of function is they try to grouping the same logic, okay, the same the code that you are using, repeating using again and again, and then you should create some such as the function. As I mentioned here, the function which are the name of block of code that are designed to do one specific job, okay. Define in a function, you call the function responsible for it, okay. You don't need to type all code for the same task again and again. This is the main point of the function. If you see your code that you use it again and again, so you should create the first thing is about function, okay. That function 1, function 2, or whatever. For example, as the database function or login function, and so on, okay. Why we have to do function? Because it's easy to write and read, test and fix, okay. This is the main point of function. They try to grouping the same logic of code together, okay. You wanna use, you call it and use it again. You don't need to write the code from the beginning to the end again, okay. You call it and use it. This is the main point of the function, okay. When you have a function, or there are also functions for built-in function, okay. There are many built-in functions such as SQL connection, converting from one type of data to another type, or converting from lowercase to uppercase, or from uppercase to lowercase. There are pre-built function or built-in function that defined by the PHP, okay. This is the way how we can calling a functions, okay. We create some variable that used to store the value of that function, and then we follow by the function name. If that function they consist of parameter, we have to specify the parameter, okay. Some example of functions such as if we want to count the length of the string, we can use string length, okay. If we want to count, we calculate the sign, okay, so we can use sign. This is the built-in function, okay. And also unlink, this is a built-in function that provided by the programming language. As here we are using PHP, okay. There are many built-in function in PHP. Whatever you're using, database connection, you're using session, there's all function, okay, because the PHP itself is based on function, okay. If you want to create your own function, this is the pseudo code for creating a function, okay. You start by the keyword as function, okay, function, and then followed by function name, and then followed by parameter. Parameter is an option, okay. You can specify it or not, it depends on you, okay, but it's option. And then open bracket, close bracket, and then start by the statement list, okay. Something that you want to do. This function can do what kind of task? This is called statement list. Let's see the example of function, okay. This is a function of this is the function of we want to concatenate, okay, concatenate or bring two sentence or two string come together, okay. We call concatenation, okay. We define a function name string strcat, okay. This is the function that we call, okay, and then we apply two argument here, okay, two argument, that is left and right, okay. And then inside the function we have statement that call combine string, okay, equal to left and right, okay. and then we return that value, that is the combined string and the combined string. Okay, this is simple function that if we want to define any function in our application. Okay, from the first figure, let's see the second figure. We can use, how can we use that function? Okay, first we have to specify the first and second, or the argument that we want to send into the function. There is first equal to this is a, and then second is a complete sentence. So we echo, and we want to display our function, and then we call the function and followed by the argument that we want to send to the function to do the concatenation. Okay, that is the first and second, and then it should return the complete sentence. It will be the result as this is a complete sentence. Okay, we can nest function declaration, or we can declare a function within a function. For example, here we say a function outer and function inner. Okay, that function outer that receive one accept one argument, that is argument A, and then inner accept one argument B. Okay, and then we use the outer, and then we use the inner, and then the sentence will be well. Okay, hello there, reader, something like this. This is we can the main point of this thing is we can build a function within a function. Okay, it's something that more complicated, more complex statement. You can use such this. Okay, the grouping of function. Okay, function variable scope. We have two types of variable scope in function. There is global and static. Okay, a global mean it can be accessed for outside. Okay, can be you declare, you can use anywhere. Static mean that we count the things. Okay, it will not be leave the result out. Okay, this is called static. Let's see, if you want a variable in a global scope to be accessible from within a function, you can use the global keyword. Okay, this is the pseudocode that you can use to define the global variable. Okay, we use global and followed by variable. It can be one variable in one sentence, or can be two variable. It can be also. Okay, let's see the example of here. Okay, we have one, and we have two examples here. The first is we say without any global apply, variable global apply in the first figure, and the second we apply for the global variable. If you see the first figure, you can say that because we in function foo we use, and then we try to access variable A from outside. So if we say this one, and when we call foo function, it will return something. Okay, if we return something, that is they just only accept only A. Okay, mean the result will be what? Will be 5, right? 3 plus 2 equal to 5. But in function foo, okay, in global, so sorry, the first figure is they will they will echo just only variable 3. Okay, mean they will display just only 3 because the A is outside of the global. But for the second figure, they define the global A. Okay, the global variable A. So they mean that we can access from outside. Okay, A from outside that equal to 2 can be accessed to inside. Mean A 3 plus 2 equal to 5. Okay, this is the main point of global. When you define the global, it can be used any. If you do not define the global, it just used on that local area. Okay. Static variables. A static variable retains its value between all calls to the function, and it initialized during a script execution only the first time the function is called. Okay. When you add when you add 1 to static, it will retain mean, or it will keep the result 1. If you add more, it becomes 2, it will retain or keep the result to 2. Okay, it's different with dynamic. When you add 1, it will remember. When you re-execute the code, it will lose that number. Okay, it will restart from 0 again. This is different between static and dynamic. Okay, Static means that it will keep the result. Okay, wherever you run the loop again and again, it will keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for example, if dynamic, they will start from 1, and then when you restart again, it will become 1 again. This is dynamic and static. Let's see this one. If we define a static variable, for example, here we have a function counter. Okay, and then we define a count variable count as static, and then start from 0, and then we return count variable plus plus, and then we looping by using for. Okay, I equal to 1, and I greater than less than or equal to 5, and then I plus plus, and print counter. Mean that if we have static, we should get the result is 0 to 4. Okay, otherwise they will start from 0. It will print the 0 only, not 0 to 4. Okay, without the static variable. Okay, you want to keep the variable during the execution time, so better to use static. Okay, function parameters. Okay, we have the parameter is an option in function. Okay, we can pass the parameter by value, we can pass parameter by reference, and then we can set the parameter by default. Okay, direct set the value of the parameters. Let's see one by one. Okay, passing parameter by value, the argument is only valid expression. That expression is evaluated, and the resulting value is assigned to the appropriate variable in the function. The mean that you set by values mean that you set a variable and then followed by the value, any kind of value, okay, number, string, whatever. This is the pass by value. Most of parameter that we are setting is using this thing. Okay, use through this way. Okay, passing parameter by value. As all that you see, the example from the previous on this slide, there is a pass parameter by value. Okay. Passing parameter by reference. Passing parameter by reference allow you to override the normal scoping rules and give a function direct access to a variable. A function will be passed by reference by preceding the variable name in the parameter list with ampersand. Okay, ampersand symbol. Okay, this one. You do not assign any variable to the parameter directly, but you assign via a reference. You reference to some variable. Okay, let's see the example. This one is a comparison between the same function, that is doubler. Okay, the first figure is about that we assign by reference. The second is we assign by value. Okay, this one. You see this one. We have a function doubler. Okay, then ampersand, and then dollar sign equal to value. There is a variable that we the agreement that we use. Okay, and then we try to do some statement. Okay, value equal to value, less than, and then 1. Okay, mean that we want to double. Okay, we want to double. For example, we send 3, and then we say that it should be double one time equal to 6. Okay, this is called doubler by reference. If we the second example in this figure, see doubler without using any reference, but we want to doubler, so it will be the 13 will be doubler. Okay, will be doubler. The result will be 263. Okay, 263, not by 13 by 13, but it should be doubler by default. But the first example is they are try to doubler by using reference. It's not direct access to the value, but by reference. As you see, you can see an a equal to 3, and then doubler equal to dollar sign a, and then we assign by using ampersand. Okay, this is different by using parameter by reference and the parameter by using the value. Okay, we have another parameter that is a default parameter. Assign the parameter value in a function declaration. The value assigned to a parameter as a default value cannot be complex expression, only scalar value, mean the simple expression. Okay, simple expression. Let's see one by one. The default parameter mean if the parameter do not set this thing will work automatically, okay. Otherwise it will be override by the given parameter, okay. This is the meaning of default parameter. We can say the default parameter, for example here we have function get preference or setting which preference equal to all, okay. If you set something, this one mean that it will work the parameter which preference the value will be all, okay. If you do not when you call and you do not specify any parameter, it will, this one will be the default parameter or default value for this function, okay. Can you see this one? There is in the folder of PHP function, okay. I already uploaded it to you, okay. And also I list the function that I use for this presentation, okay. And then I upload also class by the my favorite function, okay. My favorite function, I uploaded 3 of many that I ever use it, okay. For example, this one I have a function utility, okay. I have function utility that I return for many purpose, okay. I try to grouping the thing that I try to use again and again, okay, that we call logic, okay. For example, here I have a function the database connect database. This is an old function, you may not use it you should not use this one because it's the connection of MySQL Connect is already expired, okay. For it's not suitable for use for on PHP7 and PHP8, okay. This is just example, okay. I have another function such as MySQL injection, okay. Try to protect the code from the SQL injection. I try to write this one also. We can use we can define the function because this function we have to use when we have a connection to the database, and then we want to make our connection and our SQL query more secure, so we have to write some kind of injection, okay. I have also a function for a random password, okay. A random password that we want, if we don't want to, we want a user, for example, you want to add some kind of password and then we don't know what kind of pattern or what kind of password that choose suitable for us, so we can use this one. Okay, we can call this function, okay. We can call this function, and then if we random, and then it will return the password based on our pattern. There is this one A to Z and 0 to 9, okay. You can add another what we call format of the random password. This thing, okay. It will random from 0 to 7, okay. Mean that it will contain 8 character, okay, 8 alphabet of the 8 alphabet or number in this function, okay. I ever used to, if you want to send an email, this one also we can use it, okay, to send an email, okay. We have we have the sender, receiver, and so on, and then the content, and then we encapting, we have encoder, something like this. We translate to make it more standard in UTF-8 and so on. This one, okay. But in the modern way, you should not use something like this, okay. You can use the component that written by someone over there, okay, or mailer, you can say, okay. We can use the mailer to send the code rather than you write the code like this, okay. If it's still working, okay, it's still working, but it's not the what we call the best or the good way to do, okay. We have a function check login. For example, if you have many, because every pages you have to do a session, right, to store the username and user ID to tracking who are using the function, okay. You can use this one to check and then assign them the session and then redirect to which page, okay. I used to use this one, I use session to check login, okay. And then also login, okay, to assign then the session that who is already assigned he can go to that page. Otherwise, they have no authorization, or they have no permission to access that page. Okay. I have another file. Okay, session. Okay, this is I use session also. I used to keep the session that I will check that this person is have the authority or not to access the page, okay, of our application. We can use this one. Otherwise, they will return some message error or something like this. This is a function that we always use it, and then we want to make it available. We don't want to write it again and again on every pages of our application. Okay, so we create such a function. Okay. I will write something like delete all, for example. If you have many times to use delete. Okay, in database, right? You have to add, update, and delete, right? If you have something that you have function over there, you have a function add and edit and delete. This one is for delete. Okay, you don't need to write any long sentence for every page. You call this one if you want to delete any field, any row of database. Okay, you can use this one to delete it. Okay. You can use this one MySQL prep. Okay, I used to escape the string. Okay, if there are capital letter, small letter, we should be escape it before we enter into the database. Otherwise, your application may be vulnerability or unsecure. Okay. This is the function, the sum of function that I ever use. Okay, in the application there are many over there. But I can show to you this one. But this way I do not recommend you to write if you want to create any application, but still work. Okay, you should move to another thing, such as using a class or framework or library or component over there. Okay, because they done a group of people already done some kind of best practice over there, so better to use something like that. Okay.